But then you get this boy comes in, and this family is resurrected. And what it's done for this family is made them monster Catholics and monster evangelists. And they have gone from being faithful to having knowledge. They've accepted the responsibility. Okay, and so they're going out there putting their own, reputations on the line to their communities. They've had people that won't associate with them anymore, saying they're crazy. But they've had more people come their way that says, I'm in love with your love. Because they want what they have. And that's this pure love for Jesus and the understanding of what it is Our Lady is trying to call them to. And they've gotten a message. And the Father is just on fire. The Father is now one of these spiritual lions I like to talk about. Because I keep telling people, I said, Our Lady of America is not only just about the kids. St. Joseph is in there too. And that's a new situation for any of the apparitions, for St. Joseph to take a role as co-redemptor of the world. Mm-hmm. But what St. Joseph is there for is to serve as an example for all the fathers, to become the spiritual lions of their families. Because, we've lost the notion of what Father's Day is supposed to mean in this country. For the longest time, Father's Day has been all about, thanking our fathers for being great providers, for taking care of our creature comforts, things like this. And I talked with a group of fathers one time and said, oh, you got kids out there want an iPod, cell phones, all this stuff. I said, computers for the room, television for the room, and all like that. They all raised their head up and said, how many of your kids ever asked you to pray a rosary with them? Okay. I said, how many of you ever asked your children to pray a rosary with you? I said, start. I said, you need to change what Father's Day means. I said, because if you don't give your kids this strength and conviction, give them this knowledge, take them from faith to knowing, and giving them that, I said, when they grow up and you're not around to take care of them, what are they going to rely on? When things get tough, their iPod's going to be gone, their computer's going to be obsolete the moment you take it out of the box. And I said, but when they turn 30, 40 years old, and you're not there to, tell them what to do or to help them out of the hole that they're in, I said, what are they going to do? They're not going to have the strength and the conviction to turn to our Lord and say, Lord, I give it to you. Help me. And the fathers all got it. They said, my kids I need to give them this spiritual backbone, this strength and conviction that's going to make them be strong people in the face of adversity. And so it all goes hand in hand of, building stronger kids, building stronger families, and building stronger marriages. And by that, then it works out where then we build stronger communities and a stronger civilization and then a stronger country and then a better world. Okay? Because by keeping the door open and allowing all this, love and understanding and this commitment and this taking faith into knowledge, that's what gives us our strength to face whatever may come our way. And I think that's one of the best things about Our Lady of America that I have found here is that, no matter what happens here, I'll be okay. But I really do hope and pray that, that some way of preserving this place comes about. And, we're trying to be as creative as possible. And if anyone's got any ideas, I'm all ears. But our main goal is to try to find the right situation to make this, as glorious and open a place as possible.
So what happened to the women in the world?
Okay. Okay. Well, the women are sitting there putting all this pressure on me to do all this, and then I come around and I'm trying to try to take in all this stuff about Our Lady of America, and like this. And the one lady says, she says, "Well, we're going to go and let you, get back to work here." She says, "But we're going to be praying for you." And I said, "Well, I'm going to be looking for you too." And with that, then they start moving towards the door, and I start getting up from around my desk to come around all these boxes to come around and walk the ladies out to the door. Well, it wasn't that far a walk, and they get out the door before I get there. But when I get to the door, I'm looking to see where they went, and they're not there. And I turned around the corner, and there's my secretary was right there, and I said, Jackie, where did those two ladies go? She goes, what two ladies? I said, the two ladies that sent in a little bit ago. She says, I didn't send anybody in. She says, I heard you talking on the phone, but I thought you were just on the phone. I said, no, there were two ladies in white coats there. She goes, oh my gosh. So she goes one way to the front doors out here to try to catch him. And this one lady was not going to get there before I was. Okay, I mean, she's like this, but if she got around that door, she turned into an athlete. She was gone. And so I go the other way. And there's no cars, there's no nothing. She looks at me, she says, what's going on? I said, I don't know. And she just like, she was a totally non-Catholic, and that was one of the reasons she quit. She says, this place is getting to be too Catholic. So eventually she ended up running off, but I said, well, it's your choice. I said, it was Catholic long before I got here. It was built by Catholics for Catholics, so hey, what you going to do? Well, anyway, there wasn't anybody there. And then when I met the woman who had lived with Sister Millie up until the day she died, I went over and I described this event. And she said, did she have, really blue eyes? And I said, yes. And I said, and she really liked my Joe DiMaggio photo and autograph I had up on the wall. And she looked at all my baseball stuff. She just was really a big fan. And I said, this lady knew her baseball. She says, that was Sister Millie. She was a huge baseball fan. And I said, yeah, she had like a hump and your hands were like bags of peanuts. She says, yeah, she had crippling, arthritis, and her back was hunched over. And I said, yeah, she had these piercing blue eyes, but just like looked right through you, and you could just fall right into them. And she says, yeah, that was Sister Millie. And I'm like, okay, but she died. She died January 10th, 2000. And January 10th, 2000 was the day I signed my resignation letter with the federal courts to come and do this. And on her deathbed that week, the ladies who were with her in Fostoria where she was passing away, they were all crying, oh, sister, what will happen to Our Lady of America when you die? What will happen? She says, oh, don't worry. All the soldiers are already in place. And they'll start marching the day I die. Okay, they've already been put in place. They're already out there. And so I keep looking for other people. And I've met a couple others that around that January 10th timeline, they made commitments to move in this direction too. And then within the next year or so, we kind of all ended up falling into connection with each other. But the ladies disappeared, whether I was visited by somebody or whatever, but it was a one-way conversation according to Jackie, who was on the other side of the wall. She didn't hear anyone else talking to me, but I certainly did, and I saw. But I believe if this is accurate, Sister Millie was brought here probably by an escort angel to come and kind of fill me in, because that's one of the things I found out also. If you think you're being asked to do something, chances are 90% that you are, 10% you might be crazy. Okay, and so for a year I was thinking the 10%. And so I was holding out for that, but when this all happened, I realized, okay, there's something to this, something's going on. And I said, a long time before that, I said, if you want me here and you think I can do this, I'll do it. Okay, but they're very fair and open with you. If you commit yourself with your own act of free will to do something for them that they ask you to do, they're not going to leave you alone. Okay, and they're not going to leave you without the tools to get the job done. But and they're very fair and open with you, and I think honest with letting you know. But they don't want to, I think, overwhelm you with things that you might think are necessary to know. These are your wants, but they'll tell you what it is you need to know, because of the rest of it. If you know the future on things, it distorts your free will.
Right.
Okay? And I think, and this is just my saying, this isn't anything that's based on anything, any Catholic teaching or anything the church has taught me or anything. It's just my own perception. But I feel that Our Lady feels, and this is just my own saying, I believe Our Lady thinks that your free will is the second greatest gift that God's ever given you.